welcome people. I'm back again. You know what I mean? I've been away for a while. Not away, yeah. Not like in prison or anything, yeah. You know, I've been off the videos. I haven't been putting content out. A lot of changes and shit going on in my life, you know. So I put that first, yeah, dealing with all that stuff. And then, you know, I thought to myself, as soon as I got a little bit of time, just get back into it. Look, I'm here today to talk about that man, Ange Postecoglu. Boy, look, everyone knows I love Ange, got a lot of respect for him, and I have been crucified this season because I've spoken so well about him. I really talked the boy up. It's his first season in the Premier League, yeah? And Ange has always said, don't judge me on the first season, judge me on the second, yeah? And the Premier League is completely different to the Scottish League and all the other leagues that, you know, he managed in the past. Because, I mean, he managed in, what was it, Japan, yeah? He managed in Australia. Had a little stint in Greece, okay, right, lasted about 6 months. So it's a massive step up, yeah? A massive step up. I always said he should have waited. I don't believe he should have gone to Spurs. I honestly don't. I thought that was the wrong move for him. But hey, you know, he decided to take it on. He loves a challenge. And I think we can all agree that is probably one of the biggest challenges, because Spurs ain't won shit in fucking donkeys of years. And, you know, I've been talking to a few of my mates, they're Spurs supporters, do you know what I mean? I don't talk to them when the game's on, yeah, I don't know them, I just blank them. But, you know, after that, the rivalry and that, yeah. But after that, yeah, you know what I mean, we sit down, we analyse. And they do not trust Ange. And I'm not going to say they're criticising him. They're not slagging him off. They're criticising him. And we're getting the same thing I've heard about Ange when he was in Scotland at the beginning. Oh, Ange only has a plan A. He doesn't have a plan B, blah, blah, blah. Look, my message is this. Trust in Ange. Listen to him. He said, don't judge him on the first season, judge him on the second. But then, again, if you go and analyse their game against Newcastle, the boy got schooled, man. He got schooled. I hate to say this. This is a guy who I admire, yeah, and I'd really talk up, but I got to keep it real. Ange got fucking schooled, man. 4-0. I was watching the game, yeah, and you could see Ange on the touchline, and he was quiet. He was like, what the fuck, man? What happened to everything we did and we talked about on the training ground? Because I tell you something, I take my hat off to Newcastle. I take my hat off to Eddie Howe, yeah, because I slagged him off, yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't rate Eddie Howe, yeah. And I know that Newcastle have had loads and loads of injuries, okay, so, you know, they've struggled this season. But I tell you something, man, they were all over Spurs. Van der Ven, fucking hell. Excuse me, don't get me wrong. He's a good player. He had a shit game, man. I mean, it looked as if it was the Spurs of old. I mean, you're talking about Keystone Cop defending. They lost 4-0. It could have been 4-0 in the first half. Alexander Isak, he had them chasing shadows, man. Okay, Isak should have scored about 4 or 5 goals all on his own. Do you know what I mean? I saw the post-match interview with Ange. What could he say? What could he say, yeah? Now, he's playing Arsenal in 2 weeks, do you know what I mean? And I tell you what, if that's the Spurs that come out, they are going to get thumped. Now, saying that, we lost 2-0 at home to Aston Villa. So my worry about Arsenal now, okay, is are we going to do what we do every season, where we fall down at the last hurdle? Because let's be honest, our game as well against Aston Villa, we were shite. We were not at the races, okay? We bottled it. But this is the thing about the Premier League. Liverpool lost 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace. And it's like, fucking hell, man. What one? You know what I mean? Newcastle beating Spurs 4-0 I was slagging the Spurs supporters off, yeah. Then what happens? We come along the next day. Fucking hell, man, yeah. So I should keep my mouth shut until after we play our games, do you know what I mean? Because it just basically rebounded back on me, do you know what I'm saying? So, but hey, it is what it is. You know, well, Spurs are fighting for fourth place, yeah. And Villa have got the advantage now. Arsenal would have been, okay, in first place, and the league would have been ours to lose. Actually, the league was ours to lose against Aston Villa. The question now is that where we lose the league? Is that where we're going to say at the end of the season, that's where we lost it? Because last season, I don't think it was Liverpool that was a problem. The game against them where we drew 3-3, we lost it against West Ham and we lost it against Southampton. If I remember rightly, Southampton were bottom of the league, yeah? So we bowled it then. Are we going to bottle it again? I hope not. I hope that that's just a blip, because Arsenal have been playing some fantastic football. And don't get me wrong, yeah? Spurs under Ange Postecoglu have played some fantastic football this season as well. I mean, they've been playing football. So I felt a little bit for Ange, yeah? You know, you're going to get bad games. Everyone has a bad game, yeah? Okay, Arsenal had ours against Villa, Liverpool against Crystal Palace, and Spurs get thrashed 4-0, okay, against Newcastle. So, you know, if anyone had put Newcastle to win, Villa to win, and Crystal Palace to win, yeah, if they put like a little tenner on that, they would have made a fucking fortune, do you know what I mean? But who could have predicted it? That's football for you, yeah? What's going to be really, really interesting to see is how Ange and his team respond. Okay, because if I'm right, the next game is against us, yeah, Arsenal. And will we suffer, okay, the consequences of them getting thrashed 4-0? Ange will be fucking fuming, yeah? He'll be fucking fuming after that game, yeah? He holds his composure when he's been interviewed, unless he gets asked a stupid question, and then he's just fucking brutal, yeah? But I would not want to be a Spurs player in the dressing room, okay, or in training after a performance or lack of like that. Do you know what I mean? So I expect a little bit of a backlash from Spurs, yeah? I honestly do. And the only reason I expect that, I wouldn't back it, the old Spurs, I wouldn't, yeah? The only reason I expect a bit of a backlash now, okay, is because of the mauling they got. But then you can say the same thing for us. After getting beat 2-0 at home by Aston Villa, then we're going to be out to prove something as well. So, you know, it could go either way. I personally believe that Arsenal will win. I still don't think Ange is there yet, even though I thought they played some really great football. You know, he got a lot of plaudits and that. And I think for Ange, it's all gonna depend on the summer transfer window, and who he gets in. And don't get me wrong, don't be surprised, yeah, if he goes and, you know, goes shopping at Celtic as well, yeah, because he knows the players. And some of the players that are playing there, yeah, they never stop running, okay? They have that Ange Postecoglu philosophy of we never stop. I didn't see that with Spurs against Newcastle. I just did not see that. Anyway, look. I rate the man. It's his first season. And I think people, okay, I think the Spurs supporters should take that into consideration, should appreciate the fact that their style of football has finally become more interesting, okay? And Spurs supporters were singing his praises. As soon as you go through a little bump, yeah, okay, right, they're all fucking complaining, oh, he doesn't have a plan B, only plays with a plan A. Ange knows what he's doing. He's had success with this. And I hear, yeah, but this is the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. So fucking what? Football's, the ball's round, okay, right? If you have a way to play, which Ange does, and everyone, okay, right, understands and follows his philosophy, never stop, then you will see a vastly improved Spurs next season. Don't get me wrong, I think you've seen a vastly improved Spurs this season, okay? And I've said this, and I'm going to repeat it, okay? I want Ange to do well, but I don't want Spurs to do better than Arsenal, okay? That goes without saying. Anyway, not really much more to say, okay, right? We know the situation. Unless there's a miracle, I don't think Arsenal are going to win the league, okay, right? I think it's Man City's, okay? Are they going to fuck up any games? I don't think so. They're a machine, do you know what I mean? So we're fighting for second place with Liverpool, I suppose, yeah? Yeah, so anyway, we'll see what happens. See what happens in the transfer window. Summer transfer window, no need to talk about it now because it's useless to speculate. What I will say is I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I'll be doing a few more other videos. But in the meantime, me, Shah, I'm out.